Mark Twain once said, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts." Many of our people need it sorely, but the fact of the matter is, Americans just don't travel very well. Let's take a look at some of these statistics. Each year, 75% of Americans with paid time off did not use all they had earned. 61% said that while they're on vacation, they continued to work. 25% said coworkers contacted them, and 20% of them heard from their boss. So it seems like we're sabotaging our time off and not using it very well. Well, that's part of the story. The other part of it is our bosses. I have here a chart of countries and the various time off that they give by law. France is over here on the left with 30 days per year. UK, 28 days. Portugal, Germany, and Australia in the 20s. Japan and Canada all give 10 days of mandated paid time off per year. The US gives 0. And this is above and beyond our national holidays, but 0 hours paid time off. So the deck is stacked against us. Our employers aren't really giving us all that much time. And even when they do give us time, we don't really use all of it. And even when we do use it, we're not really all that engaged in the trip. But there is hope. I do happen to know that there are some people that are vacationing well. I make maps for a living, as well as teach map making at the college level. One of the themes I'm always harping on with my students is that a good map always tells a compelling story. And it's been a lot of fun working with people to tell their map stories and capture and display their travel memories. It's a good thing that the theme is pause. So I think I've learned a lot about vacations. I've worked with a lot of people to see their vacations. And I want to share with you some of these trips that I've mapped out. Here's a nice one to Aruba. This couple has gone to Aruba, a good way to recharge on the beach, sunset, sailboats. Here's another one to a cruise from Turkey all the way up to Sweden. It says 50 days, 19 countries, trip of a lifetime. Amazing. Here's another one to Italy, where the travelers ranged in age from 13 to 75. Saw all the great spots in Italy. Here's another one to Poland. This gentleman returned to Poland and visited where his grandparents were from, the villages in Poland, and met a lot of his Polish cousins, kind of an ancestry trip. And another one, kind of more of a classic road trip. This gentleman was dropping his daughter off in college in Southern California, took the long way, saw a lot of the sights along the way over 2 weeks. And finally, one more to New Zealand. This guy climbed glaciers and swam with dolphins and bungee jumped and all that good adrenaline stuff. So these are all great trips, and I've had a lot of fun mapping them out. But there are 4 trips in particular that I want to kind of dig deeper into. I think they really illustrate transformative travel. Here's story number 1. Josh and Sute Berman. Josh Berman is a K-12 Spanish teacher in Colorado. His wife Sute is a registered nurse and a childbirth educator. In 2003, the newly engaged couple canceled their wedding reception, diverted all the money into a plane ticket fund, and signed up to volunteer all around the world. And this is their 2-year service honeymoon. Quite a trip. Some of the highlights include visiting Sute's great-grandfather, who was a renowned botanist in Pakistan, and where he met his wife and Sute's great-grandmother. From there, they went on to Northeast India, where they helped document and give health care to starving tea workers. From there, they went through Southeast Asia and then on over to Africa, where they went to Ghana to work with the Planned Parenthood Association for 2 months. And then up to the Gambia, where Sute had been a Peace Corps volunteer for 8 years earlier. She actually met the young 8-year-old little girl whose childbirth she had attended under a full moon with hyenas howling in the distance. It was quite a trip, and it was a bit rough at times, both in terms of creature comforts and in getting up close to true human suffering. But it was very rewarding for these two, nonetheless. No matter how bad it gets in suburban Colorado, Josh and Sute will always know that their problems really are just first world problems. Not all remarkable travel trips need to be to the far corners of the earth. Here's another one a little bit closer, Andrew and Tricia Jelina. In 2003, Andrew and Tricia got married and set off on their honeymoon to Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. And this is the map we made for them. Shows all the places that they stayed and the memorable spots that they visited that week. Andrew even brought his motorcycle over so they could cruise around in style. Andrew and Tricia really fell in love with the vineyard on this week. And I love this map and I love their story. But what I really love most is the follow-up. Every year, Andrew and Tricia and their 3 daughters head back to the vineyard for an annual family trip. They unplug and they reconnect, and they've been doing this for over a decade. They're creating lasting family memories, and it provides a tangible link between that first week together all the way through their daughters' lives to the present. Andrew and Tricia figured out early on the importance of dedicated family time. And what I like most about this is that they make it a priority. And I just love that attitude. Story number 3, the Barry brothers. Thomas Francis Barry was born in County Cork, Ireland in 1932. In 1956, he came to America, got married, and had 11 children. 11. I've got 3 children. I can't imagine having 11 children. But Dave Barry, who helped me make this map, is number 5 on the list. He's a hardworking electrician, father of 3 sons, and coaches just about everything under the sun. About a year ago, Thomas Barry passed away. To honor their father's memory, Dave and 4 of his brothers and one of his nephews decided to return to Ireland to play some golf and to visit with their uncle Patrick, who's a priest over there. Dave has a million reasons why he shouldn't do this, why he doesn't have enough time. But his wife convinces him to take a pause from his life and go. So off he goes. Upon landing in Ireland, Father Patrick says, I have a little event set up at the Cana Community Center. And Dave thinks, this will be great. We'll go have some food, meet the locals. It'll be fun. Much to their surprise, when they get there, the entire town of Cana is there. This is a big deal for the good folks of Cana, Ireland. Lots of hugs all around, lots of questions about Thomas's grandkids. It truly was a celebration of the return of Thomas Barry's sons. Dave and his brothers learned that family ties run deep. Even if you're not technically related, or you happen to live thousands of miles apart. Story number 4, Chaim and Kathy Boehm. Chaim Boehm was born in Poland in the mid-1950s. As you can imagine, this was a tough time being at the epicenter of the Cold War. At age 17, Chaim left Poland and came to America. A quiet, humble man, he met a beautiful woman named Kathy. They had 3 daughters and now have 3 grandchildren. In America, Chaim had found stability and a good life. Despite feeling it was a bit of a risk, Chaim and his wife, for their 35th wedding anniversary, took a trip back to Poland, and we mapped it out here. They wanted to see the usual tourist sites in Poland and went to Vienna, Austria. And they wanted to go to Chaim's hometown of Szczecin. So when they go to the hometown, Chaim visits his old school. And they actually bring him into the school and put him up in front of the classroom, and they treat him like this returning hero. It really was kind of neat, kind of unexpected. Later, they decide Chaim wants to go visit his old apartment building. He's walking down the street, and he recognizes a familiar face. It's his best friend from 44 years ago. He hasn't been back in 44 years. These two know nothing about each other. Really is kind of a neat story that they connected. They ended up going to visit his friend's mother, and having dinner together, and having a little impromptu reunion. What I like most about this story is that despite the passage of time, Chaim is still honored and remembered in his hometown. What I like even more is that after 35 years of marriage, Kathy got a chance to see her husband in a whole new light, and it couldn't have happened anywhere else. So each of our travelers has learned something about themselves. The Bermans learned that there's real true suffering in the world, and their lives really aren't that bad. Their problems really aren't that bad in suburban Colorado. The Jelinas learned to consciously create family time. The Barrys learned that family ties run deep, even across oceans. And Chaim learned that he is not forgotten in his hometown, and Kathy's learned volume about her humble husband. But what do all these stories have in common? I think it's the human connection that these people made on their trips that's important. Whether it's connecting with those in need, or connecting with your family, or connecting with family you never knew you had, or connecting in a new way after 35 years. Human connection is the key. But I'll take that one step further. In all of these stories, the connections happened because these people traveled. Travel was a necessary element. None of these stories would have happened without traveling. So get out there. Use that vacation time that your bosses are giving you. And when you go, make sure you're there and be present. Okay? Take that pause from your life and go out and seek human connection. We all have remarkable stories just waiting to be mapped. I started with a quote from Mr. Twain, and I'll end with one as well. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Thank you very much.